What's up, everybody? We are here with another great podcast. So today we are with a very creative individual. Connor, could you go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody real quick?
My name's Hunter. I do a lot of artistic things. I make music. I make tie-dye shirts, digital art. Pretty much you name it, I've tried it.
Hell yeah.
Maybe not to be that great at it, but I've tried it at least.
So yeah, he's very multi-creative. So we're gonna before we tap in real quick, I always give the gifts out to our guests. But what's your size real quick?
Like shirt.
Yeah.
Extra large.
Extra large?
Yeah.
So we'll have some stuff pretty soon when we had the new line come in, so I'll make sure I tap that into you.
Word.
You had run something to the show also real quick. Would you like to show everybody?
Yeah, I did something real sick. I made Jalen here a custom PitTalk ice dye.
And you got it all yourself and did everything to it.
Yeah.
Yep.
The only thing I didn't make is the actual T-shirt, but I want to work on that soon too.
Yeah,
so.
that's gonna be damn pretty cool too,
Yeah.
bro. So I appreciate this, man, for real.
Yeah.
This is dope. I love the purple on it too. Purple is crazy.
I tried some new stuff, putting the lettering in there, like with the dye like that.
Yeah.
I pretty much had to do like 3 steps on that because I've been trying with this thing called batik, and it's wax resist dyeing. So you draw hot wax onto the shirt, and you dye the shirt up normally, and you wash it out, get the wax out of it, whatever. And I wanted to try that in like my normal dye stuff because I do a lot of patterns like that.
We're okay.
But
So,
it didn't like work out. Like the words weren't very clear, so I had to like go over it and I bleach painted it and then like washed the bleach out immediately. It pretty much just like clear the dye out the letters.
okay.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what's up.
a lot of work.
So we're gonna go ahead and tap in real quick before we tap in how we create these great things, man, for real, because you go crazy with it. I want to go ahead and let the audience know about some personal stuff about you real quick.
Word.
So how old are you, man?
20.
20?
Yep.
We're okay. Creative outlet, you got multiple right now. So what would you say the most that you enjoy right now, though?
That I enjoy right now? Probably tie-dyes.
Tie-dyes?
Even though I need to get back into my music.
Okay.
I ain't been doing it as much, but that's always kind of been my like truest passion, if that makes sense.
Word. Okay. So tie-dyes, music, you got anything else that like kind of like intrigues you a little bit?
I like painting. Ain't done that in forever though. Digital art, like I said earlier.
Yeah, you do a lot of digital art actually too.
Yeah, and I'm working on getting that involved with the shirts.
Okay.
I actually got some plans running real soon to get some limited run
Hell yeah.
stuff of that. But yeah, just stuff like that. I really like plants and just like geology.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we can tap into actually the shirts too. How did tie-dye like actually like kind of get into your world a little bit?
Honestly, it's always been in my world.
Mm-hmm.
My parents are about as hippie as it gets, and I don't mean that as like a insult. That's just the lifestyle. Like, and I've definitely like taken in that. They've toured with so many bands, like I couldn't even name them all.
Okay.
They've been to more concerts than most people have been to school meetings. Like
just being around and all.
my first hippie concert was 2 weeks old.
2 weeks old?
Yeah.
So you was, yeah.
And I don't know, I've just kind of always been around tie-dye because that's what a lot of these band shirts are. And I had a friend of mine, Blake, shout out Dirty Dyes.
Okay.
He kind of put me on to like the more artistic side of it because a lot of tie-dyes are more simple. They're just trying to make the shirt colorful, but I really try to treat it like it's just a canvas, like
Yeah.
I'm painting on it with dye.
Okay.
And string.
That's actually really cool. I want to also ask, what is art to you specifically? What is the meaning of art to you?
Art to me is, well, it can be a lot of things. Like a lot of people try to say art is only like painting, it's only this.
Mm-hmm.
I think really art can be any medium. It could be cars. It can be carpentry. You know, it's if you're really, really passionate about something that you do, you know, you're proud of it when you make it. It makes you happy, and if you put emotion into it, and it maybe helps you through emotion, I think that's what really defines art. You know, a poem is art. A good book.
So you can say
Good food.
this shirt is kind of made with a lot of emotion.
Yeah.
Emotion that does go into these.
Yeah, I'd say a part of the reason I do so many creative things is that's kind of like self-administered art therapy, if you get what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, it's just a good, positive way to work through happy, sad, whatever you got going on, you know, like, way better than other things you could be doing.
Yeah.
And you can make cool stuff in the process that, like I said, makes you proud, makes you happy, and if you're lucky or intuitive enough, can make you money in the end, you know.
So
And I don't think art is about making money at all.
it's a possibility. It's a
Yeah.
possibility that it can.
My-
But it's definitely not the true end goal of it. You know?
Yeah, my only goal with like selling the shirts like I do or anything is just to be able to pay for itself, you know, and keep me alive, you know.
So
like,
could you give any tips to people out there who are starting to get into maybe creating tees and stuff?
Just like dyes in general,
Or just, stepping into t-shirt business in general?
T-shirts specifically, find cheap blanks. Find a place where you can reliably get your materials cheap. If you're doing dyes, I'd recommend Grateful Dyes. They sell pretty much anything you need for a fair price.
Okay.
You can get it all in one shop. And they make great T-shirts. That's not what that is, but they have like custom handmade tees and stuff they sell. Stuff like that. Customers really like high quality T-shirts. If you're doing prints or dyes or whatever you're doing with them, sublimation printing. But like, if you're doing anything creative, you're trying to make a business or money out of it, you need to work. You can't treat it like a hobby.
Yeah.
You got to treat it like a business. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is normally throw some shirts in the wash cycle, like, and then from the rest of the day, I'm either like tying shirts up to get them dyed up like later on, or I'm posting stuff for sale. Like, I feel like the work from home sounds glamorous, but if you're like taking advantage of the fact you're at home, you're not working. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think if you're a devoted artist anyway, most people kind of have that passion for what they do. But if you get into something like that, you got to be passionate about it too. Don't just do it because you see a good business. You know, do something you enjoy. Because if you're not doing something you enjoy, why are you doing that instead of just like a normal job? You know, like that's the way I see it at least.
Okay.
But
That's what's up, bro.
that was a really long tangent.
No, man, it's actually pretty powerful, man, for real. When people get into those type of moments, dude, for real. What kind of inspires you to even like put so much love into your art?
Life
Life?
over anything, man. The only real thing you can like hold on to is what you create. Like, not hold on to, but trying to find a way to word
Like
it.
cherish?
Yeah. I'm not really like a materialistic type person, you know. I do like certain things on my guitar or something like that, but I just feel like the things most valuable in life are like the memories you make. And I think like just the memory of creating something, having that visual catalog of what you've done, even though you don't remember all of it at a certain point. But like, and just like looking at something and being like, dude, I made that.
Yeah.
Like, that's so cool.
As we're talking about it, I'm thinking back to Droptober when you was out here performing, dude. You ripped the shit. You ripped it. You killed it.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Did my best.
Let's talk about some music real quick. Can you tell the people like what kind of genre you're kind of into right now?
Honestly, I listen to everything and anything, and that's kind of what I play. Like, I definitely have a sound, but it's so many different elements from different stuff I like. Like,
That's good.
I'm really just trying to take this part of this genre and like just make
I noticed that with your music,
the music I want to hear. Like, I couldn't really give you a genre description of my music. I mean, like,
If no lie, no, it's not even disrespect. It's like a mixing pot for real.
yeah, seriously,
And like,
it is.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's great.
I draw from like psychedelic rock,
Yeah.
like trap and rap music, like music from around the globe. Like, I'm really into traditional like Indian ragas and
So was
stuff like that.
Where did that like kind of development come from though? Just
being in
growing
all
up
kinds
and
of music.
experiencing.
I mean, it's kind of just part of like I said earlier, what my parents brought me up in. Like,
Cool.
They both have really wide ranges of music, and I don't like match either of theirs, but we definitely have a lot of overlap. Like, and just a lot of the scene I grew up in general just tends to like all kinds of music. You know, I mean, if you're following bands around for 2 months on end the whole summer, you got to be pretty into music, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, out there, they call it the lot in the parking lots. No duh. But I mean, I've heard some like metal music be blasting. I've heard like some electronic music. Like, the whole community just has a really wide range of tastes, and growing up with people who were like that. And I mean, myself being a musician who I can just find things I appreciate and everything. And that's kind of part of what inspired me to do the music I make. It's like, well, dang, no one's putting trap beats in jazz music.
Yeah.
Like, and adding psychedelic Pink Floyd sound and stuff to it. Like, well, why don't I do that? You know, like, and as I've like started to play, I've found more artists that kind of sound similar to me, but not quite the same, because like the whole guitar with beats is kind of becoming a more popular thing, which makes sense to me. But like, I don't know, it's just kind of cool to see my inspiration different from theirs, because like a lot of these people are coming from more metal backgrounds or something, like, because that's a lot of guitar players nowadays, is people who are more into that kind of music. But yeah, I went on another tangent.
And no, for real, it's dope, bro. For real,
I got a lot
sick.
that inspires me.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's like a huge mixing pot, man. For real.
The political.
Yeah, the political.
Hold
up. Did you know we're on Patreon? Download Patreon. Look for us on the app. Look for our tiers. It's only $3 a month. No parking and other exclusive content will only be posted on our Patreon. I want to go ahead and cut in real quick, bro. Can you name 4 core values that you hold to yourself?
That's a deep question. Modesty.
Okay.
I think being humble is a dying trait in today's world. I hold that really important myself, even though I think everyone has moments where they kind of get caught up. Integrity with yourself. Like, if you're doing something that you have to justify in your mind, or like think
It's not a little bit right.
If you know you're going to regret it, you know, you probably shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
At the same time, like, integrity with your work. You know, don't like pass off something you didn't do entirely as your own. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people rip off art and stuff, like stuff like that. I would say honesty. That kind of falls into integrity too. I hate people who lie. I'm drawing a blank.
No, it's all good, and we can always come back to it. Also, I have like a pan of questions real quick. They're all gonna be like,
I think respect,
okay,
not only for other people but for yourself.
okay.
Because when you're humble, it's easy to get into you're too humble. Like, you look down on yourself, you know? It's important to remember, like, respecting yourself, even when you're, like, kidding, it changes your psyche a lot.
Yeah, you don't even realize
If you make jokes like, oh, I'm so ugly, Like, even if you're kidding in the moment, you start to internalize that. That's a thought in your mind, you know what I'm saying? The things you say definitely have an impact on the way you think. And intelligence, I mean, go back to humbleness. I don't think that's a core trait for everybody, but I guess when I say intelligence, it's more like wisdom, you know, like not being college smart or something like that, but just learn what you can about what you do, about the things you enjoy. Like, just, I feel like in the day and age of being able to Google whatever, it's kind of silly that people are like so uninformed on things they're interested in, or just stuff that most people should be knowing, you know. Like, I think it's a good practice to just keep informed on things, even if you're like, I'm not really a big news person because I dislike so many things that happen in the world, but I'm constantly watching like the biology news or something like that. I think like keeping your brain fed is good for a lot of reasons.
It's important. It's very important.
And it keeps you happy. Like, it really, because it gives you something to be interested about, you know, like you just got to find that thing that interests you. And the same thing I said with like starting a business or something. If you're not interested in it, it's just going to feel like work. But if you're really into plants and you're looking on YouTube or something like that, watching essays about plants or something, you know, and you're into that, not only is it fun, you're feeding your brain. And plants is a bad example, but like some of that stuff can really change who you are as a person.
Oh no, I have plants all around my house, dude, for a reason.
Oh yeah,
it's definitely like changes the, like
they definitely
psyche.
Are meditative for me, like taking care of plants and stuff. But like just even like learning about like an impactful story or something, or like a really good book or like a well written film, or it's like
Could
if
possibly
you
humble.
analyze those things, you can like take like a message out of it. Good art like that should have a message if it's like a medium like that. Not that all art needs a message, but like, you get what I'm saying. If you're having a story, it needs to have a purpose. Same with life.
Yeah, and speaking of life, what is something that you would like to improve on this year?
A lot of things. Honestly, I want to work more, like grow the business, which has been happening pretty good so far. I've actually had a very good past 2 weeks, like sales and growth wise, you know. Need to start like living a bit healthier, like eating better. I have a terrible habit of eating DoorDash or some junk food, you know what I'm saying? Exercise and sleep habits, stuff like that. That's really all I can think of with that. That's not a great answer.
No, it's good though. Just better taking care.
Yeah, take more respect for myself.
Yeah.
I'm trying to hold to that a bit more, because even though I say it's a core trait, it's easy to lose that, at least for me.
That's what's up. I mean, it's good for the honesty though too.
On the upward though, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real. That's what's up.
I mean, ain't no reason to disrespect yourself.
Do you regret things, or do you respect how things are for what they are?
I'm trying to learn how to accept things, you know. I've had a lot of just crazy things happen in my life that have caused me to kind of react badly, and I do like regret some of those things, but I'm definitely trying to learn how to just accept, make amends if possible, you know, like just move on, because I mean, there's no point in dwelling on those things. You can't change the past. You can just change how you think about the future.
Yeah.
And you're a way happier person if you're not stuck on some dumb stuff you did.
Could you give like a tip to somebody who's probably stuck on something right now?
A lot of them. Talk to somebody. And if whatever your problem is to do with someone, like you're having a relationship problem or something like that, talk to them. Even if it's bad blood, just no matter how it ended, it's better just to smooth things out for your sake, even if you don't really care to do that with the person. It'll ease your mind a lot, tying up those loose ends. If you're a person who dwells on those things,
let's go ahead and clear it.
Let all that negative emotion you got towards those regrets turn into something good. Like I said earlier, with putting emotion into art, you could do something like that. Play some music. You could work out, play sports, like just something to get your mind off it. One, and for when you do start thinking about it, you can just put that emotion towards what you're doing. Being in nature, that's the biggest thing, honestly. I don't know how I didn't say that earlier. That's why I have so many plants in my house. It's like, and I haven't been on a hike in too long, but like, for me, that is the calmest I can be, is just out there hiking in the middle of the woods, on top of a mountain maybe, just none of that society stress, money, your girl, whatever's troubling you, it's just you, your feet, your water, the woods, whatever's around you, maybe your hiking buddy. Well, should be your hiking buddy. Don't do dangerous hikes alone.
Respect.
But
definitely. You talked about the mountains. Would you say that's your favorite natural area to be in?
For sure.
Or
I'm in love with the Carolina mountains, specifically the Pisgah National Forest area. It's like my favorite place on earth. Like I get chills thinking about some of the views I've had out in there. And it's a bit outside of Pisgah, but there's this trail outside of Boone called Rough Ridge Trail. I actually think you might have been there from some of the pictures I saw from Boone, but you can even see Charlotte from there, which is like a couple hours away from Boone.
That's kind of, it's like, bruh, when I hopped on the top of that mountain, dude, it's like one of those moments, like, dude, I'm this small?
Right?
Holy shit.
It really humbles you.
It does.
Like,
I'm this fucking small?
Right.
Fuck. a God plug, bro.
And it helps you realize just like how much of a miracle life is in general, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really not a religious person, but I definitely think like there's magic in the fact any of this is here, not just us. The way the beautiful mountains are covered in trees in North Carolina, like the squirrel running up it, like all of it is just like, it helps me realize, like, dang, this world isn't about money and getting to work. Like, it's about this, it's about living and appreciating what you're living with. Like, it's honestly an end goal of mine to like have a nice house just in the woods. Like, I don't want a neighborhood, like I literally want you to pull up, have to walk up to the house, like a fairly far walk, and just be self-sustaining,
When we build our community, make sure it's in the mountains for you.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. Make sure you got a nice side. For real. Yeah. Dude, that's great, man. It's kind of like a pessimistic question, but this can always turn into optimisticness to people. What habits are holding you back?
I have a good habit of just, when I get like upset, just speaking before I think, and that's caused me a lot of problems. Because I try to be a really well thought, like, don't speak with my emotions type person, but I've been real good in the past about just losing that when someone like makes me real mad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's understandable, especially about past experience and stuff, and just how it's been built, through the past. So
right. And I'd say like I said earlier, the fast food and stuff like that, that ain't good for you. It costs you money. Well, one habit I did recently pretty much kick, even though I'm breaking it right now. I used to drink like a ton of soda, And
shit is like battery acid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I still, like I said, I'm drinking a Coke right now, but I used to be drinking like multiple cans a day.
Yeah.
And didn't think anything of it. But now I drink so little that like when I have any caffeine at all, I'm like jittery,
Yeah.
like I've become more sensitive to it. I never realized just how much actual junk I was consuming when I was younger, which, like I said, I still don't eat great, but I definitely drink a lot more water than I used to.
That's good.
Stuff like that.
That's really good. For real, that's really good. For real, that's really good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Like, so this actually, like, I feel like it's a silent killer, low key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's definitely gonna strains your heart after a while.
Yeah, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure that's been linked to directly to a lot of heart and cancer related problems.
Heart diseases and cancer.
Which are two like the biggest killers in the United States.
And
We're also like the biggest
don't live
consumers of
past
soda.
50 to 60.
Yeah.
And it's upsetting, dude, for real. So I'm glad to hear that you like catching that and like cutting is important. What kind of changed your life completely for right now?
Honestly, bro, the biggest change I've ever experienced was when I don't want to get into too much detail, but I pretty much lost everything I had. And if I didn't lose it, it got stuck in storage and it's still there. Besides a couple key things, I managed to keep my guitars. I finally got all of them back recently. But everything, house, most of my possessions, furniture, I had to pretty much start over. I'm still building back, but I ain't complaining about it. But I think that helped me become who I am right now. Because I've always kind of had a less material way of looking at things, but after literally just having hardly nothing, it's hard to put much value into something that could go away, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And most people don't really think that way. And that's not a bad thing, because there's definitely things in life that are good to hold on to. Like I said, I love my guitars. If I didn't have that guitar over there, if I'd lost that, I probably would have been in a whole different mental state than the situation I went through,
It's a really beautiful guitar, folks. I'm just letting y'all know. I'm looking at it right now. It's a very beautiful guitar.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's been my main one for as long as I've had it, about 6 years.
How would you describe yourself to people if it was our first time meeting you?
I'm not sure. Because I'm kind of one of two ways when I meet people. I either close up or I really open up.
Mm-hmm.
And you can get a lot different attitude from me on which one of the, because a lot of people, when you're just kind of quiet in the corner, they kind of just assume you don't want to talk to them. A lot of times I don't know how to talk to people that I don't know I can relate to.
Mm-hmm.
Even though when I do get talking, I always find some way,
relation, yeah.
But most people's first read on me is probably, this guy's weird. I don't think that's a bad thing, though. Because I'm into, I'm so interested in, what I do and some other, random niche things. Mm-hmm. And I'll go on a tangent about it for an hour the first time you meet me.
You're going to have, some type of, correlation with anybody you meet, bro.
Yeah.
You got a good hand. A good hand of cards, bro. Yeah. So, before we close it out, could you give anybody shout-outs or anything? Actually, before that, one positive message to everybody out there that's watching or listening. One positive message.
Keep your head high. Love what you do. And if you don't, find a way to change that or find a way to love it. That's the only way you're going to be happy. Do what you do. Don't slack, because slacking around ain't good for nothing. And I think we've all had those days, but those days don't really help you out in the end, And sometimes you need that for your health, but just stay on your game, no matter what your game is. It's the only way you'll succeed in it.
Right.
About it,
Any
yeah.
shout outs?
Like I said earlier, my buddy Dirty Dies for kind of just putting me into the dye world. You, of course, for all the awesome things you do.
Appreciate it.
I mean, this man does podcasts. He hosts like festival/venue things.
Yeah.
Prints shirts. Has a car. Like this dude.
Oh,
I'm not really reaching when I say this. You are like the back brace of like the underground community around here.
Dude, that's
like
I really appreciate that.
There really ain't much of a scene like that. And like, what other venue we had around here? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
like,
what I'm saying. We had all
speaking of, is there any works for another drop shop soon?
I want to do 2 a year. One for the summer solstice on our birthday.
Yeah.
And then,
we share the same birthday, by the way.
We're summer solstice kids, so we'll have one summer solstice and one on winter solstice.
Nice.
So, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Yep.
Yeah.
I spoke too much a little bit, so y'all be prepared for that shit though, because it's gonna be fun.
I do want to drop my own stuff.
Yeah, go ahead.
On Instagram, you can find me under 2 names. I put my music under, it's Hardly Music with 2 H's, or no, Hardly Tunes, sorry. I changed it with 2 H's. You can find me on Spotify under Hardly with 2 H's again. Apple Music, YouTube, anywhere you listen to music, you can find me under that name. My dyes, you can find me at Zyke with a Z .adelic on Instagram.
Okay.
I list shirts on there for sale almost every day.
Every day.
Do custom orders.
Very good prices too. Very great prices.
Yeah. I try to stay as cheap as possible and still be able to maintain business, make cool stuff. Find me on Facebook, Hunter Hotelen, Hotalen. I post all my music and art on there together. You can find me on. Never mind, I don't have
Spotify
that.
or anything?
I said that.
Oh yeah.
I do have SoundCloud too. I didn't mention that. That's about it.
All right. Well, I'm fucking glad everybody is, man. Like I said from last episode, I'm fucking glad to be back up here and interviewing these amazing people. So, we're gonna go ahead and close out. I'll see you next episode. Y'all, you have a Godspeed and voice cracks and all.